Oh, welcome to Big Natural Talents. We're back to basics, where it's just us two. It's how we want it to be. It's intimate. How are you, Concetta?
I'm good, boo. I'm hot in here. I'm hot in the studio, but it's nice to be just us. You know, I've got a million little things to say to you.
I know. We were just saying like, oh, like, do you want to start with your stuff? And I was like, I've got one big thing, and you were like, I got little things.
I always have little things.
It's just little things.
My life is made up of little things. You know, it's not every
life is.
It's not every week an Italian man in a Fiat will just hit on me and give me a story for the ages.
That was life changing. But what have you been up to? I guess what's up?
Okay, so one thing I wanted to say is so in our studio that we're in, there's these guys, they have everything that they want and they get sent books all the time. So every time we come into the studio, there's a million new books that people are sending out for PR. And you actually brought a book to my attention.
I did.
As a joke, as a rib.
Oh, it wasn't a joke.
Yeah, well, I took it as a joke and so this is the book, Pussy Yoga.
Yeah.
And I laughed and I was like, ha ha ha. And then I obviously didn't take it. This week I've come in again. I've actually flicked through it because it says it's pelvic floor training for radiance, confidence, and a fulfilling love life. And I actually have decided I will take the book because this is actually really up my alley.
Yeah. And I think radiance and confidence are kind of code for like not pissing yourself when you laugh.
Yeah.
Or jump or whatever else.
Cry, scream,
or
roll over.
When you're hungry, sad, scared. And like I think you've met, we all, when you have a big laugh, a bit of wee comes out, but you bring it up a lot. So
yeah, I bring up a lot of things a lot. So yeah, that is really great to add to my life that I really should read that.
Pussy Yoga.
Pussy Yoga. The next thing is that I had to tell you is the other night I just had like a big day of admin. My brain was really tired and I'm like getting sick of Netflix and binge and just I don't want to start a big new show and I've finished all the shows that I'm.
I want to watch.
Do you know what I mean? So guess what I did?
What?
I sat on my couch and I flicked the TV just to analog and I started watching the news.
Wow.
And it was really good.
When you said analog, I thought you meant like a grey static screen. I flicked it on to just 0 channels, just and I just sat there. And I watched it. And it was meditative.
That's what I thought the news would be like. Well, but it was actually I'm learning about Omicron. I'm learning about the Spider-Man killer.
Who's the Spider-Man killer?
Well, he's actually a rapist. And he's also a pedophile. And he's also known as the Inner West rapist.
Okay, so this isn't like a fun thing to
No,
talk
it's
about.
just... What's so fun about a Spider-Man killer?
What do you mean? The Spider-Man killer? That sounds awesome. And then now you're like, actually, no, he's like a rapist in your local area.
When you hear why he was called that, it's because he would climb in through windows.
It's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Why did you bring that up?
No, but I'm just saying, like, I'm learning about what's going on. And like, I was watching 7 News specifically, and it just had a bit of everything.
Yeah.
And I was kept really interested, and I felt really informed.
Well, that's the beauty of like the Channel 7 News, the 9 or 10. It's fun. It's like interesting. They put a bit of pizzazz into it. It's a bit of show business.
It's a bit show business.
I would say,
I don't want to be watching SBS or ABC.
Yeah, that's business.
Insight or like all those ones. Yeah. No.
It's like you know how we've said before, I always say it's show business, not show. No. Channel 7 News is like show business. ABC News is like business.
Absolutely.
And then something like Fox News is like show.
Show. Fake. Fantasyland.
Bad news.
But I just feel like watching news, it's a little bit like a charcuterie board. There's a lot of different things.
Little morsels of information. And then just when they get you in with something, they go, and now over to weather.
And that's boring, but like it's quick. We get through it quick.
Whatever.
So that's what I thought would be interesting for you to know. Try the news.
I'm happy for you. That's good. I'm glad you liked it. Maybe it could become a habit of yours. Because I was going to say, this is going to come out. We're recording this 1 week before it will come out. And so like the Omicron, variant of COVID's out. And I was going to be like, did you hear there's a new COVID variant? And I thought you'd be like, what?
Yeah, absolutely. But now I'm across it. And I know why they called it that as well. So they've gone through the list of the Greek alphabet and then they had to skip the last two, one because of racism and one because it like had the same
Yeah, it was
name
like
is
too confusing or something.
Yeah, it was too confusing. It would have been like it knew something.
Yeah, unlike Omicron, which is really simple and normal.
Unforgettable. Sounds like a transformer.
Sounds awesome, actually.
Yeah, kind of like the Spider-Man rapist.
Yeah. Don't.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Here's for my next thing. I've seen 2 movies in the cinemas recently.
Wow.
And both times I've gone alone, which I feel really empowered by.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Because you don't have to wait on anyone.
Invite,
I'm inviting no one, not my boyfriend, not anyone. I'm going alone. I feel like when you go to a movie alone, you feel like you're in a movie. I'm like walking wistfully. I'm looking at people are walking by like New York City, and I'm just like, you know.
One ticket for June, please.
One ticket for Sex and the City 4.
I wish. One ticket to Cats, the musical, please. What, you saw Shiva Baby? I know that.
Yeah,
what else
saw Shiva Baby, and what I just saw was this documentary about Franco Cozzo, who's this like Melbourne icon. He has these like furniture stores, and when I went to Melbourne for the comedy festival, I like walked past them. It's in Footsacre, and then there's
okay.
He says Footsacre. That's what he's famous for. Yeah, because he's got a big Italian accent.
How many words are we going? Because I don't know if we talked about it much on the pod, but you already say like, you know, tiramisu or like
tiramisu.
Whenever you have to say an Italian word, you do say it properly, which is good. But is Footscray an Italian word? Is this?
No, this is just his like phrase that everyone.
So now that's entered into yours. Your Footsacray.
Yeah, I won't say it any other way now. Footsacray.
And then it's just going to be a slippery slope. It's going to be big natural talents. And just the more words that get added into this part of you, it's going to be weird.
Totally. And so it was just this documentary about this guy. Anyways, this is what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
So I'm at Dendy. There was like one showing at Dendy. It's the small theater. And this girlie, I'm sitting, I'm on time, and this girlie like walks past me and sits in my row to the end. And I'm not thinking anything of it. We're about to watch the movie. And then I get a smell.
No.
A warm smell that isn't popcorn, it isn't soft drink, and I can just hear, without looking and making a scene, this woman is holding a Tupperware container full of hot soup.
Like she'd brought it from home?
She'd brought it from home, and just I'm hearing the spoon in the container. And Lauren, I can't tell you, and again, I haven't been to movies in months, years. I was furious. Yeah. I've never been so furious in my life. I was like, how dare you? How dare you? You've taken it too far. I am all for having snacks, for bringing your own pods, for bringing your own like thing and save money from spending at Dendy. But hot soup, it stunk up the hot. I honestly.
What kind of soup do you know?
I would have no idea.
Minestrone or
I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't ask her.
You could
but
smell it.
I feel like she could maybe sense that I was grumpy.
Yeah.
But
your energy would have been radiating.
Totally. And I just felt really mad. And I just want to know, like, do you think that's warranted?
Yeah.
Was I chicken for not? Can you say something to someone like that? Do we just have to? Would I snitch? Like, I didn't snitch, but like in a way, I think that she broke the unspoken rule.
Yeah, she did. And it's one of those things where like, because also like I am a snitch. I'll snitch day one. I don't care. I'll tell on you. I'll call the shop. I don't think you can really snitch on that because like what's the solution? Like
they kick her
ass
out.
Then I feel like that's kind of that's
no,
a bit
I don't.
much.
Yeah,
but she should close the container and put it away. Like that's going way too far. I think like I'm trying to think of like because I saw someone on Twitter being like, you're not allowed to take your shoes off in the cinema. And I was like, I disagree.
Yeah.
Right?
I disagree.
Like, am I an animal? Like, no, like my feet are cute and beautiful. Like,
I think it depends on the feet. Like if there's immediately an odor, you don't get that privilege. But Lauren with her sweet little angel feet. I also think
dainty little feet out.
That people want to put their feet, if you have your shoes off and you want to put your feet up and it's next to someone's head, don't do that.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm not crazy.
No, but I think that's either been done to me.
Yeah, it's been done.
Yeah.
People are doing this. Yeah, that's absolutely inappropriate, but I feel like there's almost nothing you can do about it aside from like give her a really dirty look.
Totally.
And it sucks. And like, it's also like just so much worse somehow that she's brought it from home. Like,
I know.
if she like was like on the go and she like bought a pad thai or something, like that would be less offensive than like a homemade soup. Yuck.
It was just yuck vibes. It was just yuck, and I just thought, this is why it sucks sometimes when you're just with other people. You know, this is why I actually love staying at home and playing by my own rules and having my own candles and not having to like deal with all these other
smells,
people and smells.
Yeah.
So that's the hot soup story.
That's the tea on the soup.
And then I only had one more thing before we can go to your big thing, but it was that listeners keep saying to me and you and us to talk about Kim K and Pete Davidson. So it's like official. They're like official? Are they real?
I feel like the paparazzi's like swarming me and I'm like, no comment. Like I've got my sunglasses, I'm outside the courthouse. I'm like, no comment at this time. I wish I had a lawyer to be like, Lauren has no comment at this time. I don't even know. Like I don't know.
Like, just go from your gut. What do you think's happening?
My gut is like, I don't believe that like they're genuinely like together.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like messing around, having a bit of fun.
What does that mean? Sex?
Yeah, maybe.
So you just think they're having sex and it's not serious?
But I don't even like, my first thought was like, they're not even having sex. They're just like friends. But now they've been spotted together like a fair bit more.
Holding hands?
Yeah. And like, but then people are like, it's for publicity. But I'm like, why?
For
Kim
what?
doesn't need publicity. Like, she has publicity.
I guess.
It is a lot of publicity, I suppose. And it's kind of topical and cool and young.
And why does he want it? Like, what's in it for him?
Well, that's what I was like thinking. I mean, it's crazy publicity for him.
But what does he need? He's a comedian. Like, maybe.
He's a comedian, but I guess like I don't think like, I don't know, because you couldn't do that. You couldn't date Kim Kardashian and then just like go back to a comedy club and like do a 7 and without any kind of, you know, addressing it. Like it's kind of changed. It's like when people ask you like, because we've done, I don't think I've ever done like an ad, or I've done like sponsored stuff, but people ask you like, oh, hypothetically, if you got like the offer of a lifetime to do like a huge ad that would be a lot of money, like the net guy, you know, like he would have like seriously millions of dollars, but he's so recognizable now. He is the net guy. Would you like take a deal like that and compromise on your ethics, knowing that you could probably like never go back and like be your own artist?
So you think that's what Pete Davidson has done?
I think he's like selling his soul in a way. Yes. Because he can't be I don't know, but maybe he can be his own artist, but then in this crazy 21st century world, maybe like publicity and visibility is
just king.
That is it.
But that's why I'm coming from the other way of being like, they must be in love and it's real.
No.
Otherwise, why are they doing it?
I just don't think they would be in love. I can't see that.
Or
that
just
would be
like,
crazy.
what's the word? Like they're crushing, they're dating, they're like.
Yeah, maybe they're having a bit of fun.
Anyways, so I just thought we should address it because obviously we talk Kardashian news.
I think she's had her butt like deflated a bit though.
That's
I did tell you that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's even more important than Pete Davidson news.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm like, real Kim K fans, like they don't care about Pete Davidson because that's like, what do you say? Like it's like those things will come and go, but her ass is kind of what's forever. Mm-hmm. And I think she's had some of the fat sucked out of it or something.
And can I ask just one question? Like, why do you think that?
I think like, well, when you age, if you have your ass like Brazilian butt lifts are so popular now. Basically, you're just like taking fat from other places of your body and getting it injected into your ass. But it's fat. So as you age and things like that, like the elasticity in your skin, you're going to lose that. Like it's not firm. It's not an implant. Like it will start to sag. Like it's just not like a long-term
Suck
situation.
it out. Get rid of it.
Yeah. And like it was too big. It was so big at some point. It was so big. It was like not.
It was like, whoa.
Sustainable.
Okay, that's the Kardashian news wrapped. Let's get to your big thing.
Oh my God. I don't even know how I'm going to go about this. I was talking to my friend and she reminded me about this thing that happened. And this was when we were in our like early 20s. And she was in a long-term relationship with this guy. Like when you're 21 or something, I think they'd probably been together for like 2 or 3 years, but that is like the whole lifetime when you're like 21. But they were in like a difficult time. And I remember it was kind of like, I don't know if they like broke up or they were like on off or anything, but it was like a turbulent time in their relationship. And I remember at this time, someone that we went to uni with told me, like I mentioned my friend or something in relation to him, and someone told me like, oh, I didn't know they were still together. And I was like, oh, like, yeah, they're like working it out. And then they're like, oh, because I saw him, let's call him Jason.
Okay.
Because I saw Jason hooking up with Isabel at a party, like making out.
Oh, no.
And so this is like the question. And this is like, if you found out like your friend's partner had like kissed someone else. Because also that was like my understanding. It wasn't like, I didn't think it was like a whole thing. I thought they like made out at a party.
Okay.
And they were like in this crazy time. And then they were just trying to work it out. And then I heard that he'd kissed someone at a party. And I was like, fuck, like, I don't know like what to do with that. Like they were having such a hard time. My friend as well was having like a really hard time. Someone in her family had passed away and they were like working out. And so I was like, I think I'm like gonna not tell her because they were working it out. Yeah. And for all I knew, it was just a kiss. Wow. And also it was like, there was a week or so there where it was like, are you guys still together? Are you not? Like it was like a great
touch and go.
So I don't know, like, what do you think about that? And then like, there's more to this story, but, and I think, and like now with hindsight, I regret it. I wish I just told her straight away.
Wow. Yeah.
But it's hard.
And you think she wouldn't have known if you hadn't told her?
Well, the story will progress.
Will progress. Okay. What I wanted to know, and this might be selfish because not everyone on this podcast knows my friends, but what would be like an equivalent? Like which friend, how close would this friend be to me? Can you like put this in terms?
The closest, like me.
Oh, like you.
Or like Anna.
Oh my, like best friend.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's a relationship that you know the people.
Yeah.
And then also it's hard to talk about now because like being an older person now, I think like as like a 27, 28-year-old, I would like just tell straight away.
Yeah.
Because like we know the tricks. But when you're 21 and it was like this crazy time and like they would, and I was like, fuck, like maybe it was just a kiss and like that happens. Because also like I still believe like that happens. But I regret it. I wish I'd told her straight away. But it all worked out in the end, which I'll get to.
Oh my God. I mean, again, it's so...
but it's hard.
It's so hard to like be like, this is what I think I would have done versus what you would have done and versus the time of your life that you were in.
Because then I guess imagine, say it is me. Like, say imagine like, and you know, like Alex, my boyfriend, you know, like we're really solid and stuff. Yeah. And he's nice. And so you like him. Yeah. So and you know like, him. Yeah. And like, we're having like a really horrible time. I'm having a horrible time. But like, we're like, okay, we're actually talking a lot now and it's getting better. And then you hear through the grapevine that he like kissed someone. It's hard, isn't it?
It's so hard. I think like I would talk to Ben about it. Yeah. I feel like, Ben, what do I do? What do we do?
Yeah, I can't remember if I even talked to anyone about it. I can't remember if I was with my boyfriend at the time.
That's what I always do is like if I need advice on something, I've got to get different perspectives. I'd go to my mom, I'd go to my boyfriend, I'd go to another friend. Yeah. I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'd want to tell you and I'd want to be told is what I guess my situation has always been. But what you learn from like reading books and growing older is there's nuance to life and you learn what things you pass on and what things you keep, and God, I feel like I'm talking like this because you've given me that book to read, the Leanne Moriarty book.
Oh yeah, The Husband's Secret.
And I'm like, you know, there's a million stories and a million intertwining and these decisions sit with you. And I'm trying to think if there's anything I can relate to like this where I've had something like that. But it's tough, and I think
it's hard.
All you can do is just stand by what you did and. Not like stand by, but like you did that at the time with the information that you had and the brain that you had.
We could with what we had at the time, to quote Oprah quoting Maya Angelou.
There we go.
Yeah, so that's what I did at the time. It was so long ago, it was years and years ago. And I remember like sweating on it a bit, but I was kind of like, oh, and then I think I really like justified it in my head, and I probably downplayed it in my head. I was like, I'm sure it was just a kiss, like you know, I'm sure it was just like drunk at a party, and I remember like at the time it was like.
Also, do I know this friend of yours?
Yeah, I'll tell you about it after. And so I just like kind of tried to write it off as well, and like be like on the vibe of my friend as well, who was like, we're really trying, we're gonna give it a go, and I was like, like that's let's give that a try.
It was in good intentions.
Yeah, it was in good faith.
Yeah.
But I do still regret it, I think.
Totally. Because I want to now know, like, did she ever find out and get mad at you?
Well, I don't think she was mad at me because I told her, but maybe like I'm sure she
or for
probably
not being told, because that's the thing
wished-
you think of, like, if you don't tell that person, then they find out and then they're like mad at their friend. Like, did that sort of situation happen or no?
And then also I think like thinking about like when I was like 21 and stuff, like, and even now, like I'm very like avoidant of difficult situations. Like, was some part of me like not telling her, maybe just me like not wanting to deal with it. I was like, fuck, I don't want to have to tell my friend that.
Yeah.
Because I knew it would upset her, even though I genuinely thought like it was probably nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then fast forward. What did we say their names? So we said her boyfriend was Jason, and we said the girl that he kissed was Isabel.
I was like, Jason Biggs is how I'm thinking of this.
Well, I said Jason and Isabel, and Jason Isabel is like a country singer. So I've really fucked this. Well, I'll call my friend then Dolly.
Great.
Of Parton to keep it in theme. So then, okay, so like I can't even remember how long it was, but like weeks or something or whatever. Weeks later or whatever, we're at like a barbecue thing with like a big group of friends. And Jason was there and Dolly, and I think Isabel was also there. And like everyone was just like avoiding, I don't know, Isabel, like she was just like on the fringe. I don't know. She just like avoided us or whatever. And then also I was talking to Dolly, and we were like just like cooking some tofu because we were at a barbecue and that's what people like me do. And she said, oh, like, you know, me and Jason are going pretty well, except it's so annoying. I don't know, like I'm overthinking it, but like, so because he's moving house at the moment. He's moving in with his friends, and he's moving in with his friends, you know, Stephen and Isabel. And like, I feel like all the time it's like his phone, it's just like Isabel, 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 like all these texts coming up all the time from Isabel. And I'm like, oh, like stop texting Isabel. And I'm just like looking at her, like the blood drains from my body. Can you imagine this?
Yes.
And I was just like, yeah, I'm sure it's fine. And because we're at a barbecue.
You've got to keep it civil at a barbecue.
And so I'm just like, I can't remember much, but you know when you can just remember the feeling you have in your body?
Yes.
I just like can't remember where I was. I thought we were sitting down, but then I asked my friend about it. She was like, no, we were standing up, we were cooking tofu. And then I was like, because I remember my stomach.
Just like dropping.
Just going, whoa.
Like when you're like on the Big Dipper, like the big drop ride. And it's like, like your whole life changes in a second.
Yeah, because I knew that Jason had kissed Isabel, and I had not told her because I was like, look, they kissed once weeks ago.
It doesn't matter.
In a hard time. They were drunk. Get over it.
We're 21.
We're 21. I don't know. They're working it out. And then she's like, he keeps texting Isabel, I'm being a psycho. I'm sure it's fine. And I'm like, yeah. And so then we finished out. We had like, I didn't want to bring it up with her then because like, she would have freaked out, and we're at a barbecue. And so like we're at this barbecue and like it just finishes up, and then she was driving me home. And so then I like have to like orchestrate basically like getting her alone. So she drives me home, and I was like, do you want to come in and watch an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
I mean, who's going to say no to that?
Yeah, she was like, yeah. Because like we would often go to each other's houses and have like a cup of tea or something, or watch TV. And she was like, okay, just one episode. And I was like, okay. And then we go in and like make us a cup of tea, and we're like sitting on the lounge. And this is what I remember as well. So we're sitting on the lounge, and then like I was like, just before I put anything on, I need to tell you something. And then I told her, I was like, such and such told me that Jason and Isabel like kissed, hooked up at this party. And she was just like, like just melted and like died. Because and that's the point of like, I had one puzzle piece, she had the other, which was like, I knew they'd kissed, I thought it was nothing. She knew that they had been texting all this time.
Yeah.
And she kept being like, no, I trust my boyfriend. I'm sure it's fine. And then you put them together, and it was just like,
something's here.
fuck. Yeah.
Did she cry?
Yeah. So she just like freaked out, and then like called him basically, and and then he was like, freaked out. And then they like met somewhere else, like at a station or something. And then I think her mum came to get her or something.
This is so interesting because this is crazy, but like I have a guess of who I think this friend is based on a really crazy piece of information that I have.
Wow.
And I'm desperate to know who it is. But that is
we'll talk about it after, because that's not even interesting to listeners anyway.
Yeah,
you don't
guys
know
don't
my
give
friends
a fuck.
anyway.
But I'm sure this sort of scene is relatable.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Can I just say what this has made me think of?
Yeah.
Because this feels very like emotional and stuff. And my friend, oh my God, she's going to listen to this, but I love her. And it was like a big changing point in our time. But I had a big crush on a guy for like years, and when I was growing up, and he was like from the brother school and I was from like the sister school, and I couldn't really date when I was growing up, obviously with my dad, and but I had Facebook and we would talk to all these people. Anyways, I liked this guy, but I could never really be with him because I just never got the vibe that he did too. Like he was very mysterious. Like I got a little bit, but not a lot.
And freaking high school, it's like,
and
does he
high
like
school,
me? I don't know.
Totally.
And then you just grow up and it's like, do you like me?
Totally. And it's so crazy because like years later, I was like, we talked it out and I was like, I liked you so much. And he was like, I liked you so much. And I was like, you son of a bitch. But I like this guy and nothing had really ever happened. Maybe we'd kissed once. Maybe we'd like flirted. But it was just this like, I felt like I was in love with this guy for so long and I pined after him for so long and maybe I downplayed it. Anyways, it's either Christmas Day or New Year's Day. It is some big day. And I know that this guy and my close friend was at this like big party that I guess I couldn't have been at, or maybe I was and I left. Anyways, I get this call from her and she's like, hey, and you can tell she's nervous and maybe I sort of know that it's going to be bad news, and she's like, yeah, I like hooked up with the guy that I really, really liked. And I don't remember if it was sex or if it wasn't, or if it was just a blowjay or whatever.
A blowjay, a finger, I don't know, a fellatio, or
But just in the way that you told that story and you remembered where you were with that feeling, I was by my pool. I was in the Bahamas. I'm kidding. I was at my family house in Strathfield at our first house by our pool, and I remember just like feeling like a knife, like because she hadn't technically done anything wrong because he was never my boyfriend, he was never my ex, I'd never said please don't, but like I guess I had this thing of like, shouldn't it be like an unwritten rule that your friend goes nowhere near someone that you've ever loved and been involved with? And I think like since she was more remorseful and I maybe was like, I should have said this to you or whatever, but like I just remembered that feeling and it was like a ground shattering day, and it was like my strongest, closest friend, and it was so fucked. So that's wow, we're getting deep here.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I just got reminded of that story and I had to tell it. So that was good gossip anyway. But let's do we're running out of time, but we have so much listener gossip, and if you have more gossip, please send it to us. And also, I'm worried like I've lost gossip. We're trying to catalog it. We're very disorganized girls. I don't know, but we need to wrap up soon. And also, I don't even know if we mentioned it up top, but we are ending the episode on a very exciting interview with a listener who has some steaming gossip for us. Most importantly, her friend had sex with Shane Warne. And
are you hearing this? Play it back. Press that little rewind 15 seconds.
Pause, rewind. Her friend had sex with Shane Warne.
And it's an iconic story.
Yeah.
And you need to hear it. I don't think this has even been broken like on the Daily Mail or
there's
anywhere.
actually some crazy stuff that she goes into. She messaged us that and then we were like, stop right there. We need to do a journalistic interview. So we're going to throw to that in a second, but let's do some listener gossip.
Yeah.
And then we'll throw to our little interview.
Okay.
What have you got?
So thank you for everyone sending in your gossip. We promise we've got a big doc. We're going to get to it. So this is one that I loved, which is in the vein of the story we're about to hear. So this is gossip from a gorgeous listener from when she was escorting. She got sent to this house in the outer suburbs with another girl, and the clients turned out to be this famous footballer and his best mate, who was one of the Logan twins from Big Brother. Now, let's just let that sink in. I had to Google, obviously, who the fuck the Logan twins are.
It rings a bell.
But I think you'll know when you see them, and they are hot.
So wait, one of them's
a famous footballer, and the other is one of the Logan twins from Big Brother. So star and then bigger star.
I love it how like this, like she's like a sex worker, and so she, should provide some privacy for her clients.
Yeah.
And she's like, of course I'll provide privacy for this famous footballer. And the other guy was on Big Brother. So named Logan. Yeah.
Yeah, one's like a really good sportsman and the other one is like on reality TV. And she was saying that that he would not stop talking about Big Brother from like 12 years ago.
Well, it's sexy. That's dirty talk.
And how he was hard done by.
Yeah.
So that's like what we think that someone from reality TV show a million years ago would be like, that they would be like upset and and it's real. 12 years ago, he's still talking about it. And she was like, get a grip, mate. And he was also showing off and opened the Footy Guys Cristal champagne, which from what I gather is very expensive.
I wouldn't know.
That he got as a special present for like however many games he played. and then they had a mini fight.
There's nothing more embarrassing than two grown platonic male friends fighting.
Totally.
Like, why'd you do that?
Totally. And then to wrap it up, she said the footy player stayed up all night partying with them and then went to play in the televised Legends games the next day.
Wow. What a stallion. I can't even like go grocery shopping the day after I've had 3 drinks.
Do you know what I mean?
That's an athlete. He's an athlete.
He's an athlete, and that's what athletes can do.
He's an athlete.
And that's the gossip.
That's what my body is not conditioned for.
No. We are out a little bit too late. We won't do the podcast the next day.
We're tired. Okay, so look, let's hear from our listener on this interview. We'll throw to her now.
All right, all the girlies, everyone listening to BNT exclusive. We are actually so excited to have one of our most beautiful sacred listeners coming on today for an interview, but is also like famous in her own right, is also a radio professional, so far from what Lauren and I could ever call ourselves.
Absolutely.
Please welcome Davo.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hello. And it's such like I know because you go by like Davo, it's like from your last name, but when you say Davo, like I think like just an old bloke. I think of like my nan's ex-boyfriend who had a scorpion tattoo, you know, like. But you're a beautiful girl and you've got a beautiful voice.
Yeah,
it's like a bricklayer chic, you know.
Yeah,
I can't complain. Like, no, I like the name Davo. It suits my personality. I'm a bit of a larrikin in my own right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's about time we had a Davo with curtain bangs rocking the streets.
Time.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
A Davo for the girlies, which is exactly what you are. And so we've got you to talk to us because you, honey, if we can say, are sitting on a mound of gossip, both of your own and of friends. So we are just going to hit the ground running with this. So first off, when the BNT Instagram did a call out for any revenge stories, if you'd ever gotten revenge on someone, you absolutely had a fabulous one that involved our famous restaurant establishment, McDonald's.
Yes,
could you please tell everyone the story that you submitted?
Yeah, so years ago, I worked at McDonald's. Worked there for a few years.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. And also, hi. You know, like when two veterans like see each other? I just saw this on the Mindy Project. If you guys watch, Seth Rogen did a guest spot. He played a veteran. He saw like another veteran on the train and he was like, hey, and they had like a secret kind of language. They looked in each other's eyes and they had a communication. That's us because I worked at McDonald's too.
And I don't understand what you two are saying right now.
You guys won't get it because, I mean, Ronald McDonald was one of my closest friends for many years. I mean, some would argue he still is.
Brag? Okay, so you worked at McDonald's. What happened?
Yeah, so I had a friend. All of my high school friends worked at McDonald's together, which was excellent.
Hell yeah.
So much fun. And one of my friends was dealing with a fuckboy for years. Oh, wait, can I swear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
You are not on the radio anymore.
Late night.
Yeah, so she was dealing with this fuckboy. His name was Conrad. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Throw it out.
Doesn't that name already tell you everything?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he used to dick her around, cheat on her, all this stuff. And he was really mean to me. Like he used to call me like a... what did he call me? Not a bricklayer. It was like a wood chopper.
What does that mean?
Strong, powerful, beautiful. Yeah. A big deal at the Easter show. Is that what I am? A main attraction at the Easter show? Thank you.
15-year-old me didn't really get that sort of positivity from it. Pretty devastating. And he came through drive-through and the girl on drive-through was like, oh, Conrad's in drive-through. So I was on this window that was serving the food out.
Yes.
So off I went to the fries. I like scooped in the large fries and I thought, I clocked eyes with him first and I thought, you bastard.
Yes.
So I got the fries. And then I've gone, you know what? And I spat in the fries, like real sneaky.
Oh my God.
Did you like hide a little bit? Like you turned away into like the drinks machine area? Like
Yeah. We'll it. So I've spat in the fries and I've gone out to the window and I've looked him in the eye and I've been like, have a lovely day.
Yes.
This story, this is like all the girlies giving you a standing ovation. Oh, Captain, my Captain. I can feel the adrenaline of like, imagine working with your girl squad at McDonald's, like a hub of like adrenaline, and then one of the evil villains of your lives comes through. You've just done the most brave, cool, crazy thing ever.
No, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Truly. And it's always like, that's like the thing. People are like, oh, they'll spit in your food. And then people are always like, no, they don't. But it's like, sometimes they
do. I mean,
when you deserve it, they do.
Absolutely. I mean, if we can just sort of reference the Coogee Bay Hotel and the shit incident.
God,
these things are happening.
Craziest thing in the world that happening. It's we got to get whoever did that on the pod.
Totally.
Who are they? They're not named. Oh my god.
Oh my
Can
gosh.
I just say,
yes.
I've always thought my biggest revenge plot would be to shit in a bag and then like leave it at their house, but like with their name on it so they know it's for them.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that would be so demoralizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this to anyone in particular, or you mean like you're ready for revenge for someone who hurts you?
I am ready. I have been holding on to that for years. I would have done it to my ex, but he knew that was my ultimate plan. So.
Absolutely. You know what? Actually, I've heard about revenge. I heard it from Luke Hagee, who's a comedian. He's amazing. He was on a podcast, The Mug Off, who they're also on DM Network. His best advice about revenge was like, wait a long time. Like, so it doesn't matter if it's your ex-boyfriend and it's been years. That's even better because they won't suspect it. They won't see it coming. Like, he had a noisy neighbor and he egged their house like 5 years later.
Oh,
like he went back.
My God.
And then like a year later.
Game.
Yeah,
It's
long
the
game.
Long game. What's the thing where they're like revenge is best served? Is it cold? Yeah, because you've let it sit out for years for it to get cold.
Absolutely.
And then you serve it.
Girlies, this isn't not just a bit of fun podcast. This is actually like some serious stuff here. We're figuring it out. We're intellectual.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
We're plotting, we're planning. Okay, and then what was the other thing?
Okay, then you think there's more. You think there can't be more. There's more. Your next story that you have submitted, and I don't remember what the prompt was, but you have a story about sort of being caught with your pants down, so to speak, with a police raid.
Oh, yeah. This was curious.
It is another banger of a story if you want to tell everyone.
Yeah, so I was living in a bit of one of the rougher areas in South Australia. I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell.
No, girlie. Not with that hair. No way.
I was probably, I reckon, about 19 at the time, and I had a day off work. I'd slept in, and I woke up to this like pounding on the front door, like bang, 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 bang.
No,
so I went out the front, and I had a bit of a look. I had no pants on, so I was poo bearing it around the place. I've looked down the hallway and I've seen this guy. He was bald, had like some rough clothes on, and I've thought, no. I am opening the front door to this fella. And so he kept banging on the front door, bang, 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 bang. And I've got really scared. So I've ran into my bedroom and I could hear them like jumping over gates and stuff. So I've panicked, ran into my bedroom. I've just hid under my bed. Thank God I was slim back then because I would not fit under that bed. I'm telling the truth here. So I've snuck under the bed. I've got on my phone. I didn't know whether to call the police or not. I think I just was sort of like, what is happening here? So I've messaged a friend who lived around the corner and I've gone, someone's breaking into my house. You've got to get here quick. And she's like, are you joking? I said, fucking don't question me right now.
That's like literally a text exchange between me and Lauren. I'm like, no, Lauren, seriously, come now.
Yeah. And I'd be like, well, I actually can't right now because I'm about to walk into Pilates and I've already booked it. So it's paid for and I'm not going to not do it. I'll see you in 45 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but this chick, she jumped in her car with her mum. They drove around to my house. I could hear the people breaking in. They were like at the side door. They were at the shed out the back. I could it was terrifying.
Like ambushed.
Yeah, and I could feel my hands like this, like on my phone. Like I was so scared. They were shaking. Anyway, I was there for probably like another like 7-8 minutes freaking out. And then I heard this like from the hallway, like, Lauren, you can come out now. And I was like, what's going on? And she goes, it's the police. And they were apparently there looking for like some marijuana or something that like we didn't have, didn't have it.
Yeah.
So they basically wrongly raided our house and I hid under the bed and I've never been more scared in my whole life.
And they're like, sorry.
Hey, Lauren, sweetie. Like, what do you mean? Like, why did you just knock on the door and be like, hey, Lauren, it's the police. Like, can we look for your weed? And then I'd be like, no, do you have a warrant? And then call my lawyer, etc. But
and I'd say, boy, boys, come in. I'm making lasagna. Sit down. You can have a look through anything. And then, like, you know what I mean? Very different approaches. Yeah. But that is, it's crazy because I was just thinking, I was like, why didn't they say they were the police? Because, again, you have no idea they're the police. But secondly, even if someone says police, that doesn't always mean they're police.
Doesn't mean they're police.
I could be outside your house and say police, you know, and bang.
We've all seen Home Alone.
We've all seen Home Alone.
In fact, girlies, you should always make sure you like check the badge number, check the thing and everything. And even if you're like driving on a quiet, dark road at night and you're by yourself and there's nowhere that's safe to pull over and you get like pulled over, like there's an unmarked police car with like a siren and they want you to pull over, don't pull over, like wave at them, put your hazards on. And you could always like call 000 and say like, I'm being pulled over. I'm just going to drive to the nearest service station, because people do that. They pretend to be police and then they fucking kill you. So always just stop somewhere populated. Or even if they are police, actually, then they still just like might kill you. So statistically, probably more likely. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's full on. You've got to be so careful. But apparently they did yell out that they were the police.
And you were like, I was listening to Big Natural Talent.
Yeah, what do you want? Girlies, like put it in a text. Okay?
Yeah, I will not answer a call.
No, I will not answer a call. Okay, and then now the piece de resistance that I am so excited to hear about, okay? And this is, I think I'm going to say it as I probably set it up top of the episode. This is why we do this, okay? This is why we get to the bottom of these things. You know someone who had intimate relations with one Mr. Shane Warne. Please take me through it.
Oh my God.
So my ears pricked up when you guys spoke about his hog the other week, and I
thought, as anyone's ears would.
It's perfectly natural. A few other things pricked up as well.
My nipples.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a friend. I went to high school with her. She wasn't in high school.
Thank God. Yep. Let's put.
It was quite a few years after, but she did the whole rounds with the cricket players. So she slept with like Chris Gale. She slept with Shane Warne.
Chris Gale. That's iconic. If you've got anything on that as well, I'd love to hear.
I mean, what do you want to know?
Oh my God. Like, how much time do we have? Do you know Chris Gale?
No. Is he hot?
Yeah, I think so. I can't even remember. He's like a wild guy.
Oh. He's the Don't Blush baby.
Oh, again, I don't know the reference.
Do you remember that scandal he was a part of?
Oh, yeah. He was like really flirty to a journalist, I think. He was being interviewed.
Yes.
And he was like trying to like hit on her. Like he's just like the ultimate flirt, and he's just like walking around like out.
So like Tom Cardy last week.
Yeah,
just
pretty
like
much.
Unabashedly flirting
exactly
with us.
like that.
And like we don't blame him. But wait, I want to know, what does doing the rounds mean? Like, was she like going to all the parties? Was she like like how do you do the like she just like
how do you
she
get
was like,
in there?
I have a goal. I'm gonna fuck as many cricketers as I can. How do you then achieve that goal?
How does one make this happen?
Well, I believe she sat it at... Are we back?
I was just about to message you.
Sorry, guys. Okay, so the last thing you said, I believe you said, how do you pick up a cricket player?
Yeah. Do you want to take it away from the top of your answer?
Yes. So basically you go to Adelaide Oval, you get your tits out, and you just really look earnest, you know?
Whoa.
Be serious about it.
Yeah. You know, this isn't a joke if you're trying to fuck cricketers, okay? Take it seriously. Wow. Have a bit of decorum. Commit, like they say in improv class, just commit to it 100%. Yeah.
Another thing that helps is if you've got a beer in the crowd, if you just manage to like deep throat it, like, you know, like write down.
It's a signal.
And they can see that. Yeah, they can see that from a mile away.
Wow, that is one group of sportsmen that I did not know were really getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I guess maybe that's why it, like, not that it would have been that easy or something, or like I'm sure like your friend could fuck anyone she wants, but like maybe it is kind of easier to get into that kind of
than we thought
root circle, I guess.
Yeah. You know, I mean, she went through the rounds. I'm telling you, I don't know any other cricket players but those two.
Yeah.
So Shane Warne, I think they hooked up on like Tinder or something, right?
Wow.
So it was like a Tinder match. Cool, great. She's eager. He's horny as always.
Of course.
So she rocks up. Yeah, us and Shane. So she rocks up at this hotel he was staying at, and she goes to the front desk and she's like, "Oh, I'm here for room, whatever." And the front desk lady looks at her and goes, "Is it just you tonight?"
Oh my God.
My.
Right.
God.
Oh no, our poor producer Blake, he's in the room now, but he can't hear you. He can just hear us.
So he knows it's juicy gossip, but he doesn't know what it is.
He's just hearing the gasps.
So she gets up to the hotel room. He basically slams her against the wall. He's like real aggressive and ready for it. Wow. He opens up the cupboard, right? Now this is amazing.
The cupboard. Stop.
He opens the cupboard and there's all these bats and paddles.
I thought you meant like coronavirus bats.
I
thought like vampires. Like
I thought he was starting a pandemic. I thought he had his like exotic bats, and I was like, start running a press conference right fucking
And he's like,
now.
I'm going to suck your blood.
that.
And then bang, end of story.
Absolutely.
She
Thought it was
is dead
real
and
bats.
he's a vampire. Sorry. So you mean bats and paddles as in, what's that called?
Cricket bats.
BDSM.
BDSM
Oh, wait, cricket
vibes.
bats.
Wait, what?
Oh
Yeah, so like cricket bats and also BDSM paddles. So
Holy
a bit of a mix.
shit.
Yeah, a bit of a
Holy
mix.
shit.
But also what is so funny about that is Shane Warne's a bowler.
Yeah.
But in the bedroom, he's a batsman.
He's a batsman. I mean,
Oh my
this
God.
is some sort of poetry. This is, I think, the top tier level of podcasting that is happening right now.
We're going to win a Walkley for this. I do
so.
believe. Okay, so then what happens next?
So yeah, he gets the paddles out. He fucks it, like
Yeah, pretty much.
Duh.
and he's got a giant hog,
Holy mother of mackerel.
which we all knew anyway.
Yeah, we know.
But really, that was the main things. But she fucked him a bunch. Like they met up heaps every time he was in Adelaide.
Wow.
So yeah, a bit of fun there.
That
I need to sort of sit with this just for a
love
couple
it.
of.
Can I ask, do you know if he used any of the cricket bats like in the act at all? Sexually?
Yeah, he paddled her ass.
With the bat, like just like a little.
Yeah. little. He hit her for 6.
I was like trying to think of like what the cricketers say, and I literally have no idea. I was like something 6.
Yeah. Something.
For 6.
That's a duck. No, it's a fuck.
Sorry, we're just sort of riffing. We're just trying to find
love
it
it.
in
I
the
love
moment.
She really got around his baggy green. That's his foreskin, I guess, and I hope it wasn't green.
Oh, I wish I found out if he has a 4E. I don't reckon
Maybe, yeah. I reckon a man of that age, of that kind of attitude, he seems maybe circed.
What
Would be my guess.
a romp. That is a romp. So can I just say, your friend, your girlie, was she telling the girlies like in the way that you're telling us now? Or like were you in our position, like everyone's like gasping and so excited? And
Gather round, girlies.
yeah, for the sermon.
I think it went on for so long that like we didn't really care in the end.
Yeah.
Like the fact that she was banging Shane Warne was just like, cool.
By the end, you're like, shut the fuck up,
The novelty
Chloe,
wears
or whatever
off.
your name is in this story, which we haven't said.
Which we're not going to say because Daily Mail is obviously listening.
They should.
Maybe.
If they want to really get the scoops, they've got to come here.
Come on, get around it. Maybe we send it to them for God's sake. Like someone needs to hear this.
I mean, how good.
That is so. It's always so fun when you know someone who's either fucked someone of like some sort of note or whatever you call it, or know someone who knows someone, or you know, like you just want to be in the know, and
all you
now
need.
we're in the know and you're in the know.
Guys, I also know my friend fucked Sam Taunton, so...
Well, we won't ask for details out of respect for our former guest.
We're sure he has a giant hog as well.
Absolutely. And
he's got big dick energy.
Yeah, okay. And that's...
And he's got a lot of stories, and he's got a lot of
Yeah, it
charm.
would've-
You
oh
know,
my God.
he's getting it. Both him and Shane Warne, I'm sure they're getting it, and we're happy to hear they're getting it. Lauren and I are getting it. You are getting it. I hope everyone is getting it because that's.
I'm not... Guys, I'm
No,
not getting it.
You're not getting it?
Okay,
No.
we're gonna turn this around.
When's the cricket coming to Adelaide again? When's...
We're flying there. We'll come
not-
and wing woman you.
I'm not Sporty Spice, guys. They're not going to want to borrow of me there. But yeah, look, I'm not getting it. I actually can tell you one more story real quick.
Please.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a mug off, wrong podcast, but you know.
It's all right. It's a spin-off.
So I was talking to this guy on Tinder. Like it's been like 8 months since I've been laid. Like it's been a while.
Oh
And
my gosh.
we had met up with a group and my friends came along and he started liking one of my friends' friends.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my friend's friend wasn't that keen on him. Like, she was like, oh, nah, not interested. Anyway, so it gets later on in the night. We're sitting there and we're having a great chat. I'm thinking, right, I am going to get laid tonight. Like, this is it. Like, I'm so excited. He looks up over my head to the girl that was not interested in him.
Over your head.
Yeah, I could see his eyes, like they just lifted. And she goes, I'm going to go. And so he scrambles up and he asks for her number.
No.
Brutal.
That dog. And not to just like super soul it and to RuPaul Charles it, but like these stories of rejection that are so funny, I'm like, we need them and they make us who we are and they're part of it. And I just know that one day when the drought ends for you, Davo, Lauren and I will look at each other and we're like, Lauren, the rains are here.
Yeah, something will change.
Yeah.
We'll hear a cricket bat go on something and we'll know.
And you know, and then like a song, like a Coldplay song will play and as we like dance in the rain, sort of.
No, thank you. I really appreciate that. But the problem was I like put my standards lower. Like I was kind of like, oh, he's all right. And still I got completely rejected. Guys.
No, what's that quote where they're like, keep your heels and your standards high, like a Coco Chanel quote is what I'm now going to give you.
Okay, we've done Oprah, we've done Coco Chanel.
We are set.
We are coming. Well, look, thank you so much, David. That was truly an amazing ride, as I imagine, you know, Shane Warne would also be. And you heard it here first, guys. This is a B&T exclusive.
Absolutely.
I believe that Shane Warne likes to use the cricket bat in the bedroom.
Yeah, absolutely. We're honored that you listen to us and enjoy our pod. I mean, this is crazy for us to do, but like, should you plug your radio station or something?
Yeah, if you're in Adelaide.
Sure. If you want to hear I'm at Fresh 92.7 on Instagram. I'm also Davo on air. I mean, I could also use some ads.
Yeah.
And if you want to listen to us, Johnny and Davo, any podcast, if you look us up.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Thank you so much. You're an absolute queen and a half. Thank you for talking with us.
Thank you. Quickly, also just outside of our recording here.
Yeah, off the record.
If you guys come here for Fringe next year, you have to come into my show and we can interview and stuff.
Oh,
like,
totally.
that'd be amazing.
I was going to say, like, I wish we had more of an audience in Adelaide. I don't think we do.
I haven't done Fringe because my cousin and his wife would come and that's about it probably.
And now you.
But now you. So we'll see. Yeah, thank you so much.
You're the sweetest.
No worries, guys. You're the best. Thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
Thank you so much. We'll talk soon. Bye.
Bye.
So that was amazing, life-changing.
She's incredible. What a privilege to talk to one of the girlies.
A blessing and a privilege. And I wish we had more time for listener gossip this episode. I
know.
Let's do more episodes, just us soon.
Yeah.
Probably over Christmas anyway and stuff. People will be busy and we'll bank up a few and
totally.
I don't know. But we'll do more listener gossip soon. So please send us some. And also if you sent us something and you think we've forgotten it, we probably haven't. But maybe if we have, like remind us or something.
Just send us again.
Send it again.
We love to get messages.
We love it. I love being on my phone. I love texting and stuff. It's so fun. And so if you also want bonus episodes, you can go to our Patreon.
Yeah, we're going off on the Patreon.
Yeah. And also, I guess like just this week, if you're in Sydney, I'm doing a show. It's like a trial show. It's the very first time I'm doing this new show, this new hour. So come if you are like open-minded and like want to have fun and be really nice to me. It's but it's like no stress if you can't come because I'll be touring it. I'll be doing it, a better version of it next year. I'm not selling it very well, but if you want to come and see like the first version, the first run, it'll be chill and loose. Please do come. The details will be in the info or in my bio on Instagram, whatever.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And then follow the Instagram for where we put like photos and you can contact us directly. We've also still got videos on YouTube that you can watch. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already or press the bell on Spotify so you know when the new eps are dropping. And as usual, you are always cordially invited to leave us a review.
Thank you very much.
Bye.